Welcome to GR Hub Mathematics and Statistics lessons. Today, let's consider indices part 2, where we are going to be considering the laws of indices, okay? So, let's go straight to law number 1, the law of addition of powers. This law tells you that when two or more numbers in the same base of their index forms, but with the same or different powers are multiplied, the result gives the addition of their powers in that base. The law is simple. What the law means is that if there are two or more numbers in exponential form, let's consider two numbers in this case, a raised to power x and a raised to power z, representing the exponential form of two numbers, okay? Now, provided the bases are the same, the result will give you the base raised to the sum of those powers in their index form. So, the law de-emphasizes equality between the powers, but emphasizes equality of the bases. The basis must be the same for this law to hold. Now let's go to law number 2, the law of subtraction of powers. Now, this law is similar to the first law, only that in this case, the two numbers in exponential forms are dividing themselves. So the law tells you that when two or more numbers in the same base of their index forms, but with the same or different powers are divided, the result gives the subtraction of their powers in that base. So a raised to power x divided by a raised to power z will return a raised to power x minus z, provided the bases are the same and there is a division of one of those numbers by the other. Then the result is the base raised to the subtraction of the denominator's power from the numerator's power. Okay, now let us go straight to law number 3, the law of zero power. So any base carrying a zero power returns 1 as its result. This law tells you that the base with a zero power, any base with a zero power, will always return 1. Okay, now let us go to law number 4. In law number 4, we will be considering the power of unity. All these laws we are stating will be proved in the video that comes or follows next. So, a power of unity. This law tells you that when the power of a base is unity or 1, the result will always return the base. It is as simple as that. So, a raised to power 1 is equal to a, 5 raised to power 1 is equal to 5, 10 raised to power 1 is equal to 10, and so on. So, let us consider law number 5, power of powers. So, this law tells you that when a number in exponential form is raised to another power, the result is the same as the base of the exponential form raised to the product of the power of that exponential form and the new power, okay? So the law tells you that when the index form of a number is raised to another power, the result is the product of the two powers. What powers are we talking about? The power of the original exponential form and that of the one it is raised to. So a raised to power x raised to z is the same as a raised to power x times z. Now let us consider law number 6, the law of negative index. The law is simple. The law states that when a base is raised to a negative index, the result is the reciprocal of that base raised to the positive of that power. Okay, so a raised to power minus x is equal to 1 over a raised to power x. We are going to be proving this law also. So let us quickly go to law number 7. Law number 7. So what does law number 7 say? We are going to call this law the law of shared power of products. So the law simply states that when a product of two or more numbers is raised to a common power, the result is the same as raising each of the numbers to the same power in product. So a times b raised to power x is equal to a raised to power x, b raised to power x, meaning that the two bases, though different, will share the power in product. Now, this law is similar to law number 8, the law of shared power of quotient. So, in this particular law, when you divide a number by another, all raised to a power x, a common power, then the result is the same as dividing the numerator in that power by the denominator in that same power. So a over b raised to power x is equal to a raised to power x divided by b raised to power x. Now, the next law here is the first law of fractional index. Okay, so this law tells you that when a base is raised to a fractional power, having a numerator that is unity or 1, the result you get is the same as taking the root of the base as defined by the denominator in the fractional power. Let me quickly explain that. So if you have a base a all raised to a fraction as its power, take note, in this fraction that happens to be the power of a, the base, the numerator is 1. The numerator is unity. So if you have a, the base, raised to a fractional power whose numerator is 1 or unity, then the result is the same thing as taking the root of a as defined by the denominator in that power, in this case x. Now let's look at a variant of that particular law in law number 10. So law number 10 is a follow-up on law number 9. I'm calling it the second law of fractional index. Now what makes law number 10 different from law number 9 is the fact that the power in 9 was 1, but the power in 10 has a numerator of z that is not 1. So this law tells you that when a base is raised to a fractional power having a numerator that is not 1, the result you get is the same as taking the power of the root of the base as defined by the denominator in the fractional power. So let me explain to round up this video that a base raised to a fractional power having a numerator that is not 1 is the same as taking the root of that base as defined by the denominator in the power there, all raised to the numerator of that fractional power. So please like and subscribe to the video, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos to come. I'll be seeing you in the next class.